My name's Eunice Baksham from North East Against Racism. I'm part of the community organisation here today to defend the Beacon Community Centre against threats from the far right. As you can see, thousands of people have turned out, black and white, of all religions. People have come together to say we don't want violence in our communities. We don't want the far right threatening us. We need unity. Working class people should come together and stand up for each other. This is what communities look like, where people come together, and we want more of it.
Welcome back, it's Eddie here from Tyneside Life, and today on Wednesday the 7th of August 2024 I'm on Westgate Road in the West End of Newcastle, commonly known as probably the most multicultural area of Newcastle, and behind me here where I'm stood is the Beacon Business Hub and Training Centre, conference venue amongst other things, but also it houses immigration lawyers in one of the offices inside there. That's particularly important because there are planned protests around the country by those individuals who feel very strongly about our immigration policy and hold the strong belief that many people from other countries shouldn't be here in the UK. So there are planned protests. Newcastle is no different. There's a planned protest, I believe, about 7 o'clock this evening. There is an increased police presence. I've seen it's just come up to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Since I've arrived in Newcastle on the metro system, officers on patrol up and down Westgate Road, police vehicles travelling up and down in preparation for what could possibly happen, because, of course, if you've been following the news the last week to 10 days or so, it's been absolute carnage with these protests escalating very quickly by far-right groups into full-on riots, violent disorder, the destruction of property, the attacking of police officers, the setting on fire of vehicles and business premises, etc. We have every right, and we should encourage in a democratic society protest. We have the right to do that. But if idiots turn up hell-bent on just getting involved in violence and disorder, then things could turn very nasty indeed. And as we've seen in the news over the past couple of days or so, the criminal justice system is acting rapidly with individuals have been arrested. And I just read this morning that one of those arrested in the Southport riots has been actually jailed for 3 years, and I'm sure there's going to be many more to come. So we have to, in my mind, separate those who are genuinely concerned about mass immigration, uncontrolled immigration, the effect it's having on our communities, boats coming across in their thousands over the past few years, separating that from those who are just hell-bent on going beyond peaceful protest and who are just, in my opinion, hooligans, hell-bent on violence and causing mayhem. So I'm just on my way through to Elsick. There's a mosque down here. I want to see what's going on. It's probably a good time just to let you know where I stand in this whole debate on immigration now. I am very politically minded. I'm very interested in a lot of things politically. I've lived and worked all over the world. I've seen a lot, got a lot of life experience. I've seen what it's like to live as a minority in another country. I've seen quite often how us Brits behave in other countries as well. But over time, my views on immigration specifically are quite nuanced. I have a lot of views on it. Broadly speaking, I am concerned, like most people, I think, by the levels of immigration, the effect it has on communities, but also people come across in boats. I don't think there's anybody who isn't comfortable with people just jumping on boats from France and coming to the UK. I think we all agree on that, and it has to be solved somehow. But this video isn't really the place to go in depth into the causes, the problems, the possible solutions of mass immigration, because that would just be a separate video altogether. But I am uncomfortable with how some of those who have very strong feelings about immigration and the rhetoric they come out with. I'm particularly uncomfortable with some of the language that they use towards people from other countries. So I don't agree with a lot of that. But I think for me, the main area of concern for me is those who are the far right. Because just because you're uncomfortable with mass immigration doesn't mean you're far right. It doesn't mean you're racist, but there are far-right racists in these protests which are just leading to riots, and I've got a problem with them. They don't speak for the likes of me, they don't speak from where I'm from, and they certainly don't speak for Britain. They're in the minority, they're in the margins of society, and we shouldn't forget that. They're radical, they're extremists, borderline domestic terrorists, these violent individuals who are trying to cause chaos in our country. But in effect, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had a mass protest in Britain. It was called a general election. We all had the opportunity to go out and vote, to vote for the party who we believed could solve the problems that clearly broken Britain has, because there are a lot of problems in Britain. In our country, voted for a Labour government, to put the trust in a Labour government to try and solve these problems. So that was our protest. We live in a democratic society, and we have elections, fair and unbiased elections. And Britain spoke. So those violent individuals who are hell-bent on violence, intimidation and damaging property and attacking police don't represent Britain, they represent themselves and their own idiotic groups. So I've just been down to the mosque at Elsick, and there's nothing going on down there. All the shutters are down, dead quiet. So as I'm walking away, a car pulls up beside us with a young lad about in his 20s of Muslim appearance. Didn't have a Geordie accent. He says, "Yeah, mate, can I just ask what you're doing around here?" Blah, blah. And I just explained what I was doing, filming, etc. He was absolutely fine. And we got chatting about the troubles, and he was giving his opinion on things. And asked him if he'd like to go on camera, and he said, "Oh no, I better not, mate." He says, "I'm in the British Army." And he got his ID card out, his British Army ID card out. Oh, the irony. So it's just after 3 o'clock, about 3:15 now. I've just been up and down the West Road there, and there's definitely a sense, there's a tension in the air, definitely a sense of readiness. A lot of Asian men hanging around outside the premises, shutters half down. Some of the business premises are shut down altogether. 1 or 2 premises have got plywood up on the windows in readiness for possible problems. There's one just in front of me here. But yeah, you definitely get a sense of tension. Police patrols all over the place now, police vehicles up and down. Nobody really knows what is going to transpire. The last I heard, there's some sort of gathering at the monument from now. I don't know if that's true or not, and they said they're going to walk up Westgate Road to this particular area. But I've got no idea. But this is what Westgate Road and West Road looks like at the minute. And it's not a good feeling. So I thought, what the hell? Jumped on a bus down Westgate Road, which is empty, by the way. All the premises have got their shutters up at the minute, or shutters down. And I'm here at the monument to see if anything's going on. As you can see behind us, absolutely nothing is going on at the minute in Newcastle city centre. There's a couple of cops behind us there on reassurance patrols, but nothing. So I think I'll get a brew, all right, and head back up.
Hi, good evening. My name's Irfan Ahmed. I run Fazane Bahu Masjid in Newcastle upon Tyne, and also I'm a businessman in the West End of Newcastle, Heaton, Jesmond. All over Newcastle we have various interests. Today we're standing in solidarity with Northumbria Police and the residents of West End of Newcastle, because we believe that these dangerous and vicious, malicious threats from far-right extremists are not right for our community in Newcastle upon Tyne. Briefly, I was born on the Westgate Road. In the next door, I was born in the General Hospital in 1977. I've lived in Newcastle all my life. I went to school, Heaton Manor, Gosforth High. I've worked on the markets, clothing shops. All we've done is work and contribute to the community of Newcastle upon Tyne. We have a lot of friends, interfaith friends, and we just want to show our solidarity with the people of Newcastle, that we are all one. Unity is our power, and we want to spread the message of unity is our power.
Powerful words there from Irfan, local businessman, entrepreneur, born and raised in Newcastle, doing well for himself and his local community. Brilliant stuff, and I echo what he said. You know, there were powerful words in terms of the extremists, the violent far right, and the dregs of society that these riots and the extreme far right tend to pull in and get involved in mindless violence and destruction. And I feel exactly the same about the extreme far left as well. The Just Stop Oil protesters, when they go beyond the right to peaceful protest, when they block the M25, throw stuff on Stonehenge or soup on the Mona Lisa, get them locked up and sent to jail.
My name is Kez. My name's Burhan.
We're here today just to support everybody. We've seen a lot of inequality happening in the community. We're just standing up for that. We're not on any violence. We just came here for a peaceful protest just to show our support to the masses, show our support to the Northeast, for anybody who's feeling low at the minute, anybody who's feeling in danger at the minute, anybody who feels like there needs to be equal rights. We stand up for that.
Yeah, we're only here to protect our community. We've been seeing what's going around on social media in these other cities. Disgusting, really. So we're not here for any aggression. We're not here for nothing else like that. We're just here to stand and say, you know what? We don't respect what's going on here now.
Attacking or killing any of our people. We're here today to show we will turn out in numbers and we will do so peacefully.
You can see now there are a good couple of thousand protesters here. If you haven't gathered by now, these are the anti-right-wing protesters, the anti-racist protesters, the anti-extremist protesters. There are community protests here, just in case the far right, the EDL, do turn up. There was intelligence to say that about 1,700 might have been turned up today. It might still happen, but it doesn't look like it will. And some of them are chanting about free Palestine. But most of them there are just here to stand in solidarity for our local communities, to make sure that violent thugs don't take over our streets and destroy our property. Whatever your beliefs are, you know, you have to stand up for peaceful protest, and that's what they're here for.
James, I'm just here with my brother and Polly, and we're just showing solidarity to the communities on West Road. It's a brilliant multicultural area with just such a wealth of diversity, and we're proud of that, and we want to protect that and show our support, and that's what we're here for.
I live in Newcastle, and I think it's really important that everyone who lives here feels safe in the streets. I really care about protecting the diversity and the brilliant things that brings to Newcastle. I think it's really scary that people are coming out in violent ways to try to attack that diversity in our communities, and I just really want lots of us to step out and show that we really support people, whatever their background, to live safely as part of our community. I'm a health worker, and I'm really aware that this fear in our communities is bad for our mental health, it's bad for health equity, and I want to see that we have safe communities and safe spaces for everyone.
My name's Alana. My name's Jess. And yeah, we're just showing up because there's power in numbers. We've got to just fucking show people that you can't be standing on us. We're not going anywhere. We're going to fucking fight the good fight, and they can try and fearmonger as much as they can, but we got power too.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like they're not showing up now, so it just proves that.
So who are you fighting against?
The EDL,
the racists, bigots of this world.
Yeah, the far right. Just, you're not welcome here.
My name's Kabir. I'm here to support the cause, you know what I mean? It's like just no need for violence in it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, everyone should get along, and we just come to show the community, show our support, you know what I mean? So that's the main thing. We just want peace, you know what I mean? That's it. But we're here to support the cause.
But I want to firstly thank all the non-Muslim people, non-Asian people, and non-coloured people, because you guys have proved everyone wrong, that the white people are not racist. You have proved EDL wrong. You have proved Geordies, Mackhams, everyone in the Northeast, that we show racism the red card.
Well, that's it from me here outside the Beacon Centre, Westgate Road in Newcastle's West End. The EDL had threatened to come here this evening and burn the place down. That hasn't materialised. Nobody's turned up from the far right. From my understanding, it's about 8:30 now. I get the feeling that, although it's quite a carnival atmosphere now, people are probably going to start to fizzle away. I should say there are some pro-Palestine, free Palestine chants and flags here at the moment, but this protest isn't about Palestine or freeing Palestine. This is about the community coming together to stand up against violent thugs. Pure and simple, people as a community standing together. Thousands of them have been here, and it's been really, really impressive. I hope you found the video interesting and informative. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. There are concerns there could be violent clashes in Newcastle city centre on Saturday morning if the EDL do turn up. But that's going to be on Saturday morning, I think at 10 o'clock. I don't know if that's going to materialise or not, but Northumbria Police have issued a very strong warning. They are now very prepared for any aggression from either side, and it will be dealt with swiftly and firmly. So anyway, I'm going to head off now, and I'll probably see you on Saturday.